In episode 170 of the Guitar Music Theory podcast, I look back at some of the top songs from 2024 with a very special guest. Greetings, guitar engineers. Welcome to the Guitar Music Theory podcast. If you're captivated by the magic of guitar music and eager to unravel the mysteries of music theory, you're in the right place. I'm Desi Serna, your host, fellow guitar enthusiast, and author of Fretboard Theory, Guitar Theory for Dummies, Guitar Picking Mechanics, and more. In each episode of this podcast, I delve into the fascinating world of guitar and music theory, demystifying complex concepts and providing practical insights to help you become a more informed and skilled guitarist. Together, we'll explore chord progressions, scales, improvisation techniques, and more, unlocking the secrets that make guitar music an irresistible art. Today, in episode 170, we're taking a look back at some of the top songs from 2024. I'll share my reactions and musical analysis, but since I'm an old fogey who usually listens to music from decades past, I've invited a very special guest to provide a younger perspective, my 12-year-old daughter, Lila. It's going to be a fun discussion, so stick around. But before we get started, what do you specifically need to do to play guitar better? Go to my website, guitarmusictheory.com. Answer the question I ask you about your playing, and I'll send you free custom video instruction tailored to your current level. Whether you're a beginner needing to learn the basics, or you need help with bar chords, finger picking, guitar soloing, or understanding music theory, I have a course for you. I'll provide you with a plan to help fill gaps in your playing so you can move forward and reach your music goals. Enroll in your free video course now at guitarmusictheory.com. You can click on the link in the podcast show notes. All right, so we are ready to dive in. So welcome to the Guitar Music Theory podcast, Lila.
Hi there.
So Lila, are you a big fan of the Guitar Music Theory podcast?
Possibly the biggest fan there is.
Really? What's your favorite thing about it?
I just like the main host, probably. Favorite part.
You like the what?
The main host.
The main host? Okay, good answer. Do you have a favorite episode?
The one that I'm on.
Have you ever listened to an episode of this podcast?
Mm-hmm.
You have?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Wait, when did you listen to them? Like, as you heard me reviewing them before I posted them?
Yes, I've also looked them up on, like, Spotify.
You've looked it up because you're a fan?
Yeah.
Well, this is episode 170. It's actually not episode 170 because I had other episodes that got lost and deleted when I had to change my host. And, well, that's a different story. What we're going to do today is we're going to take a look back at the year that we just completed. We're going to take a look at some of the top hits of 2024. And I am familiar with some of these songs because you listen to them and you play them. Otherwise, I may never listen to any of these songs or even be familiar with some of these artists. So I thought it'd be interesting, me as someone who's a guitar player, who's into classic rock and, guitar-oriented music, to maybe analyze and give my opinions on pop songs, recent pop songs, because it's not something I typically talk about. I'm usually talking about songs that are older than you, older than me even.
Which are still good songs.
Right. So you have actually become a big fan of the classic stuff. And actually, before we get into our song list today, we were just putting together a song list last night, and you were asking me, what are some songs that I used to play in bands in the past? And you got that list you put together? Is that a Spotify playlist?
Yeah, I'm going to pull it up.
So what songs are in there?
Some songs on the playlist are Thank You by, how do you say that?
Dido?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Getting Jiggy With It. Here, do you want to read it?
Will Smith. No, you read it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Hideous Towns by the Sundays. Whip It by Devo. It's probably my favorite
Devo.
one. Devo. That's clearly Devo.
I think it's pronounced Devo. That's how I always
You'd probably know it better
it.
than I do, but I don't want to say that. Love Roller Coaster, Walking on the Sun, Two Princes, 1 Week. That's also a really good one on here.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite ones from here probably Thank You, Getting Jiggy With It, Whip It, Love Roller Coaster, and 1 Week.
So for my listeners, as Lila here was discovering old music, and she would say, "Oh, you got to hear this song or this song," and I'd be like, "I'm familiar with that song, and I used to play that in a band." And in some cases, I actually had old recordings of me, like in a band in the 1990s. You know, Lila back in the 1900s, playing some of these songs. So I'd play that for her. And anyway, then the other day she's like, "Well, let's put together a set list of songs that I thought you would like that also I happened to play," you know?
No, it's mainly just songs that you played back in the day, back in like the
1900s. Anyway, we had fun with that. So I have 2 girls, and both my girls are into old music, so they enjoy listening to stuff like the Beatles and the Eagles and even yacht rock songs and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. In part because I turned them on to some of them, or their mother did, or because they kind of discovered them on their own because they're kind of classic songs. And it's neat to see that there are young people that do appreciate old songs. The question is, can old people appreciate new songs? Well, I don't know. We'll see. I'm on Spotify. I found this playlist, which is the top hits of 2024. Lila and I are going to go through these, and we're going to give you our opinions on them. Now, some of these songs are explicit, which means Lila should definitely not be listening to them or even know what they are. For example, the first song coming in at number 1, I don't know if that means that this is the top song of 2024 or if it's just the first song in this playlist, but it's
probably the top song.
Is it?
Based on what it is, definitely probably the top song.
It's Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter. Now, this is explicit, but I'm going to search for it, and I see they have a clean version where they took out the
curse words.
Yeah. So let's just kind of listen to this, and we'll give our opinions on it. So it's kind of a groovy, dancey sort of thing. Minor key. I'm dancing right now, and Lila's looking at me and shaking her head saying, "No, Dad, don't." Let's see. Can you figure out the chords? So I kind of dig this. I had not heard this song, so we're like an A minor here for you guitar music theorists. And if you want to think about A as being our tonic pitch and chord 1, this is playing the 3 minor chords in A minor, starting on the minor 4 chord D minor to the minor 5 chord E minor, and then back to the tonic A minor. So you start on the D minor. Coincidentally, that's the same progression as Getting Jiggy With It, which is not on our list here today, but it is on, we were talking about it earlier there. And I could jam over this with some A minor pentatonic. So... Oh, here you can check out that guitar. Just briefly. You know what? Instead of D minor, it sounded like a D minor 9. So there's some interesting harmony in there. We got the minor 7th and the 9. This is right. This is the part of the podcast where Lila's not going to have much input here, but. So I dig that. I like the funky groove. I like playing over simple little progressions there where you can, jam with a little pentatonic. Maybe you could put in the full minor scale if you want. I like the minor 9. I dig it. Anyway, what are your opinions on this song? Is this okay? So wait a minute. Now I want to know. I think this is kind of cool. In your world, is this a banger or is this a dud?
This is definitely a banger.
Definitely a banger.
This was all over TikTok. It was all over YouTube. It was very famous. I think it's a really good song, and definitely for a reason. It's very catchy. Okay.
What are the lyrics about? It's the title of the song is Espresso. Is she talking about coffee?
Well, basically, she's saying that, since coffee is addictive, she's basically just saying that she's the espresso, in their relationship. She's the one who's addictive. You will... Yeah, basically
Gotcha. That. And she uses some bad words, which is why there's an explicit version.
Yeah.
But you've never listened to that one, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so as an old person who's not familiar with an artist like Sabrina Carpenter, is she new?
No, she's not new. She's actually been on Disney Channel. She's been in a bunch of stuff. Do you know the Gummy Bear song? She was in that.
Gummy Bear.
She's been in the music industry for a minute for sure. I don't know.
We got the what are you considered? What generation are you? I'm a millennial, I think.
No, you're younger than that. You're Gen X. Sorry, you're Gen X.
Oh, that's right. I'm Gen X. I was born in 74.
I'm a Gen Z.
Gen Z. We're getting some Gen Z lingo here.
But
so she's been around for a minute means a while.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't know much about her, but I kind of dig this song. I think it's got a cool groove, and it was perhaps you think the most popular song of the year, apparently.
I think it's definitely up there for sure.
Okay. I dig it. I like the jam. I could jam over that. If you guys like to play with your looper pedals, you can do that progression there and jam over it. Very cool. Okay, we're going to move on.
Yeah. Let's do Die With a Smile.
Okay, Die With a Smile. This is Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars. What's actually got guitar in it. I like that. And we have some nice harmony here. Those are major 7 chords.
Well, you and I had to say goodbye, and I don't know what it
So, are you familiar with this song?
Yeah, I love this song.
Banger or dud?
This is for sure a banger.
Okay.
Wherever you go, that's where I'll follow. Nobody's promised tomorrow.
Nice kind of lilting 6/8 feel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I tell you what I like about this. I hear real instruments, and it sounds like these are a real band tracking this. It's got a nice natural feel. I hear that overdriven guitar in there, kind of with a down, 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 down. I like the instrumentation. It sounds like this is the funny thing. It sounds like an older song there. So that's like let's see. Open position, A major 7 to D major 7. So, listeners, if you're studying, guitar theory for dummies or fretboard theory, my books, or you're in the video course or anything, and I introduced added chord tones and stuff, here's a great example of playing some major sevenths. So this is in the key of A major scale. The 1 chord is A major. The 4 chord is D. And then you add a major 7 to each chord. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's a G sharp in the A chord, and that's a C sharp in the D chord. I like it. What are your opinions about this song, Lila?
I really do like this song. It's been on repeat. I looked up a little bit about what's behind the song, and there is a rumor. I don't know if I believe this or not. I haven't heard very many people talking about this. Supposedly, it's inspired by Attack on Titan. I don't know anything about that.
It's inspired by what?
Attack on Titan? I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is
either. But the book says that that's what it's by. And my interpretation of the song is they don't know how it's going to end. They just know that when the world ends, they want to be with each other. Like longing to see a loved one. They don't know.
Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars want to be with each other?
No, they're not.
Are they a thing?
No, they're not. No, they're not a thing. Far from it. Not a thing.
Okay.
But
I'm looking at this little video clip. Who's taller, Bruno Mars or Lady Gaga?
Bruno Mars is kind of short.
Yeah, hard to say.
I'd
They're
say
dressed in
Gaga.
like this old-fashioned Western wear.
They are.
Yeah.
Here's another photo of it up close.
Okay.
I think she's smoking a cigar. I don't know what.
So
what she's
it's
doing.
funny, like the art for this song, it looks like an album from like the 70s or something, and it's got a little bit of that 70s vibe to it with those major sevens. Anyway, there's more to the song, but I give this one a thumbs up because I hear guitar, I hear real instruments, I like the harmony.
The harmonies are really pretty.
Yeah, I like it. And, we listen to Bruno Mars. I'm assuming Lady Gaga comes in here at some point.
Yeah, do you want to skip to here?
That's Lady Gaga.
Yes.
Yeah.
Favorite part of the song is when she comes in.
So there's some harmony that comes
Yeah, it's kind of hard not to sing along.
Go for it.
No. Nice try.
There we go. Yeah. Minor 7 there. 6 chord. I'm going to stop it there. So we had like the 2 chord to the... Sounded like the 5. It goes to 5, but I think it still holds the 2. So it's like B minor 7 to B minor 7 / E. That happens in Tears in Heaven by Eric Clapton. That's why I recognize that. And I know there'll be no more tears in heaven. Okay. This is why you want to learn songs, people. You get a repertoire of songs and you learn these changes, and then as you're listening to something that's unfamiliar to you, like I'm doing right now, I'm like, wait a minute, I know that sound. B minor 7 / E. You could also look at it as a type of E chord, so it's got the 9 and the 4 and the 7 in there. And then it was 3 chord C sharp minor, 6 chord F sharp minor. So... So that's 2, 5, 3, 6. Yeah, so we have some like 5th, 4th movement there, right? Did that make sense? 4th, 5th movement? You understand? B to E, 2 to 5 is a 4th interval. And then 3 to 6 is the same thing, just up a whole step. Anyway, I like it. And we're going to move on. Our next song is Birds of a Feather by
Billie Eilish. No, it's pronounced Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish. Here we go. A little more like Major 7 stuff I hear there.
What is that instrument? Like the little... I like the drums in this song.
There's our tonic pitch. So it's a D major, but I heard like a D major 7. You know. And then I heard where did it go from there?
Play it again.
To the 6. Did it go to 2 to 5? So some similar movement that we heard in the last song, unless I'm wrong. Let's see. So this is 1, 6, key of D here, 2, 5, and it's all diatonic. So D major, B minor, E minor, A, but there's some added tones there. So it's more like a D major 7, probably to like a B minor 7, E minor 7, to like a maybe an A sus4. But I dig it. So by the way, Billie Eilish here, I'm on Spotify.
How many
She has
monthly listeners does she have? A lot.
Over 105 million monthly listeners. So for those of you that are like, Billie Eilish, like, is she relevant? I was not really familiar with her because I'm an old person and I like old music.
She is extremely.
Has over 105 million monthly listeners. Let's put that into perspective. Let's see what the Eagles have. So here's the Eagles on Spotify. The Eagles have 36 million monthly listeners. So Billie Eilish has over 105 million monthly listeners. Let me see. What's like an old artist that I just love? Jimi Hendrix, okay? Let's see. Okay, Jimi Hendrix.
I didn't know that's how you spell his first name.
Yeah. Jimi. Has 7 million monthly listeners. 7 million monthly listeners for Jimi Hendrix. 105 million monthly listeners for Billie Eilish.
Wait, how many for Jimmy again?
7 million. Well, 7.2. You know. But who has better hair, Billie Eilish or Jimi Hendrix? Look at that. Jimmy, hands down.
Unless I'm in the vote, then it would be me.
You used to have your hair kind of looked like that when you were little.
Okay, for the people who don't know, I have curly hair. I do not have an afro. Let's just.
I mean, at one.
No,
point,
no.
It was close. It was close. I have pictures actually. Okay, so we're back to Birds of a Feather here. So, all right, is this banger?
I think it's really good. I think it's a good song.
You like it?
I think it's good. I feel like I feel like for a moment in time it was kind of overused. Like a lot of, like it was very popular and I feel like people kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. I feel like it definitely was overrated at a point, but I feel like after it died down, it was definitely a good song.
Yeah. Okay.
It kind of just means that like...
This song's not doing it for me.
Why do you like it?
Well, it sounds like it's kind of all computer generated. I don't really hear, for me, I appreciate good lyrics and good singing, of course, and I know that's what most people focus on. But as a musician, I'm always drawn to the instrumentation and the sound and the tone and the feel. And so, Like with Die With a Smile, it sounded like those were real players and real players playing together. And
it sounded like an actual song.
And it sounded like a band playing together. This sounds like it was all done on the computer. And so there's not really anything that's appealing to me here. It just kind of sounds very... The instrumentation just sounds very vanilla and kind of uninspiring to me.
Vanilla?
For me. For me as a guitar player, it just sounds bland and it's just not doing it for me.
I feel like Billie Eilish is definitely just... She's an amazing singer, but I feel like sometimes she sounds like she could be singing... This is going to be kind of controversial, I feel like. I feel like she doesn't use her full abilities. Like, in my opinion, I feel like she's this very breathy singer when I feel like she could definitely, like, belt some lyrics and she doesn't. I don't know.
Maybe the song would be better if I just add some natural instrumentation. So, yeah. I'm just noodling. I don't know. Okay, so that was Billie Eilish, Birds of a Feather, and we are moving on to the next song on the countdown. Oh, I wish I could do a Casey Kasem voice. Did you know Casey Kasem used to do the countdown, Coming up, the next song on the countdown. I can't do Casey Kasem's voice. Fun fact. However, Casey Kasem was the voice...
This podcast is getting extremely off topic.
Of Shaggy of Scooby-Doo. And for some reason, I can do the Shaggy voice. Shall we do it?
I want to hear your impersonation of both.
Well, I just did my horrible impersonation of Casey Kasem. Here's Shaggy. His voice like, hey, Scoob. Okay.
Did a good impression.
We'll come back to that maybe. All right, next song on the next song on the countdown.
Absolutely not.
Is Ariana Grande.
You did not. No. Ariana
Grande. Okay.
Just glad you didn't say grenade.
Does this kind of drop in at some point?
Yeah, just give it a minute.
We don't have a minute. I'm going to fast forward.
Okay.
So, was that the chorus?
Yeah, there's more to it, I think, though. Oh, sorry, we were talking during the part. She wasn't that we were supposed to be talking.
All right, so this is kind of like the last one. This is all like computer generated, and sometimes I like songs, but just for me, I don't hear anything that's really capturing my attention here.
I do think that Ariana Grande has a very beautiful, angelic voice almost, and the harmonies are really pretty.
I've seen her do some live stuff, and I think she's
a really great performer.
Yeah, I think she's a good singer. Here's the chorus. Yeah, there's nothing about this that's just grabbing me, unfortunately. This is just kind of not my jam, as they would say. Are you a fan now?
I do like this song, not as much as some other ones, but this is definitely a good song, in my opinion.
All right, let's move on. How about this song, Beautiful Things by Benson Boone? Okay, we have guitar. I like that.
For a while there it was rough, but lately I've
heard this.
Yeah, this is a really good song.
Then the last
Benson Boone's a really
four cold
talented artist.
Decembers I recall. And I see my family
Little string bending
every
there.
month. I found a girl my parents love. She'll come and stay the night, and I think I might have it all. And I think
Okay, hang on. Let's it's like So we're in B flat here. So that's 4, 1, 5. Whoops. 5, 6, 4, 1, 5. You take that third interval, bend it up to the fourth. That's a cool sound. So here's the thing. I love guitar tone. So right away, this song kind of drew me in because it's got a nice guitar tone in there, and there's a little bit of feel there with that bend. Where else does he go with this one? Are you a fan of this one?
I like the song. I think I like this song for sure. There's other ones that I like better. I think he has.
Ooh, you hear the guitar in the background?
Yeah, it's really nice. It's a really cool like mix between like a rock song and like pop for the majority of his music style.
Is the man who stands to lose you.
This specific part was trending.
This is the same song?
Well, like this specific part, wait.
Please.
Now we're in like 6/8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So key signature change. Okay, they're building up. I dig it.
These beautiful things that I've got, please stay. I want you, I need you, oh God. Don't take these beautiful things that I've got.
Okay, I dig it. So it's like...
You cannot pause that. Wait until he finishes his riff.
There's also like a guitar in the background doing like a... which is kind of cool. I like it.
He's really great at like belting lyrics.
Yeah. Okay.
I
Yeah.
found my mind, I'm feeling sane. It's been a while, but I'm finding my faith. If everything
I like the sound of the instrumentation. That change, time signature change, was a little odd, but then it was kind of cool and dramatic. And then that chorus just hits hard. It's boom. It's oh, wait a minute. Did he put a
Back it up.
diminished chord in there? Hold on.
Oh, I tell you, I know I've got enough. I've got peace and I've got love.
Oh. Yeah, that's going from the 5 to the 6. F to G minor, and let's put in the F sharp diminished. At least that's how I heard it there initially. Okay, he gets extra points for that. I like the sound of the instrumentation. The voice is good. It's got a little bit of rock factor to it.
How would you rate this song?
I say this is a banger.
Like 1 out of 10.
This is strong. It's powerful, this chorus here. It's very dramatic. I give it a high score.
Okay, 1 through 10.
Yeah, I don't give it a 10. Let's give this guy a 10.
I think he did a really great job. Also, fun fact, at
Yeah.
like Benson Boom's concerts and stuff like that,
Yeah.
he always does backflips.
Backflips?
He does backflips, like as part of his show, like he does backflips.
Oh, well.
He does it all the time.
Well,
Not
there
just
you go.
backflips, a bunch of like front flips, aerials, all the things.
Well, on that note, we're going to take a quick break. Possibly my listeners will hear a word from our sponsors. Not actually our sponsors, but you might hear an ad. But we're going to come back because we're only halfway done here, and we're going to talk about some more songs with our special guest, Lila. We are back. Lila, that was me doing an impression of Dana Carvey doing an impression of Johnny Carson. Do any of those names sound familiar? Okay. We're back. We are going through the top songs of 2024 with a 12-year-old. And next up on the countdown is Good Luck Babe by Chapel Roan. Is that correct?
Yes, that's how I say it.
Okay. Let's hear it. Is that her right there? She's like very fair-skinned and redhead?
Yeah, I think she dyes her hair though. She also does her makeup like she does kind of like a clown. She always has her hair like really big, and she like paints her face white and does like dramatic makeup.
Okay.
See a picture of that.
So this sounds like, again, this is all probably computer generated, programmed keyboard stuff. But I kind of like the groove of this though better than some of the others. There's either some real or fake power chord guitar there in the background to thicken it up. That's 4, 5, 1, 6. That's why it's so important to learn chord progressions and playing by numbers in the number system, because so much music is going to follow that. It's kind of a framework for everything. This is in the key of D, and our chord changes were G, A, D, B. By number, that's 4, 5, 1, 6. At least that's what it was there in the chorus. As we get into the verse, yeah, same thing. 4. Oh, 2. Yeah, so if I wanted to jam over this or something. Sometimes I like to jam over pop songs. I was just trying to chase the chord changes there. I'm not crazy about this song, but I feel like I kind of like the groove. It's got a little bounciness to it that was kind of fun. I enjoyed just strumming along with it and doing my own thing. What do you think, Lila? Banger or not a banger?
I like the song. It's not my favorite. It's not bad by any means. It's just not my personal favorite.
Okay. So is Chapel Roan...
I don't really like Chapel Roan.
Okay.
That's just my thing.
42 million monthly listeners.
Not as much as Billy.
No. Okay. So yeah, this song, you know what? It's just kind of okay. Next up in the countdown is another Sabrina Carpenter song. Also, it says it's explicit, so I want to see if we can find a edited version.
What is it?
It's called Please, Please,
yeah,
Please.
What's kind of fun is all of like Sabrina's music videos kind of have like this vintagey feel to them. You can see that's like a little clip of it on the screen. There's actually some lore. I can look it up. Like she tells a story in all of her videos.
First impressions. It's all keyboardy. However, really cool groove, and I like the little interplay of the different parts and stuff like that. So I like that.
Judgment, I know I have good taste. It's funny and it's ironic.
Oh, that was like a dominant there or something.
It sounds a lot older than it is.
And everyone makes mistakes, but just don't.
You hear the guitar there? I would not be surprised if that was totally fake guitar done on a keyboard. Sounds like it is.
Good taste. It's funny,
But I like that little change right there. So this is A, 6 dominant.
And it's ironic that only I feel that way.
So it's like... I'm kind of going into a Travis picking thing here.
That's an older. It kind of sounds like yeah. What's that called?
But it's got a little bit of that in there. What's that called? What I was just doing there?
No, it's like it sounds like older. Like it sounds like kind of like country almost. What you were playing. I don't know what that was.
Yeah,
though.
yeah, right. Well, there's a little bit of that vibe here. Listen.
For sure.
I have good judgment. I know I have good taste.
Definitely.
It's
Pop
funny
is
and
more
it's
though.
Yeah, it's underneath there. That's kind of cool.
I like it for sure. It's a really good song in my opinion.
Everyone makes mistakes, but just don't.
Yeah, that's the 5-chord E. Something like that.
Heard that you're an actor,
So A.
so act like a stand-up
There's that 6
guy.
dominant.
Whatever devil's
2.
inside you, don't let him out tonight. I tell them it's just your culture, and everyone rolls their
Okay, so this is where the musician in me gets exposed. So I notice these sorts of things when I listen to music, and they capture my attention, and more so than oftentimes the singing or the words. So all right, this song so far, I kind of dig it.
Yeah, I know. All I'm asking, baby, please, 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 don't prove I'm right.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. What is that? Down on the 6th chord there. You're pointing to something on the screen.
I
What
don't know
is
if you
it?
can read it. I think it's too small for you to read. I looked it up and it said that it's labeled as a country pop song and a yacht rock song. Do you consider
No.
this yacht rock?
No. First of all, yacht rock is not an actual genre. It's kind of a joke genre, which typically refers to like late 70s, early 80s music that's inspired by
Does that sound like
jazz and
This
R&B
though?
and stuff like that.
Please, please, don't bring me to tears when I just did my makeup.
No, I'm not getting yacht vibes here.
Heartbreak is one thing, my ego's another. I beg you, don't embarrass me, little sucker.
Okay, something sucker. Well, that's not what she says in the real version, is it?
No.
She says MFer. And that's just... I mean, this could be a great song, but I'm not going to listen to the real version if you're just going to drop the F-bomb like that. And I certainly don't want my children listening to it. Other than that,
Please, please, please.
I actually like this. I like the
You
feel
actually?
and the groove and the changes.
Have a fun night,
Wait, seriously?
babe.
Oh, we have a key
Maybe
change.
just
Speaking of
stay
changes.
inside. I know you're craving some fresh air, but the ceiling fan is so nice, and we could live so happily if no one knows that you're with me. I'm just kidding, but really.
So we were in A. Oh, there.
Don't prove I'm right. Please, 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 don't bring me to tears when I just did my makeup so nice.
Yeah, he goes back to A. That was a weird key change.
I have a fun idea, babe.
Oh, see?
Maybe just stay inside. I know you're craving.
I got to figure it out now. So,
I have a fun idea, babe. Maybe just stay inside. I know you're craving some fresh air, but the ceiling fan is so nice, and we could live so happily if no one knows that you're with me. I'm just kidding, but really, really.
okay, so it goes from C. I think it was in the key of C back in the key of A. Weird. But other than that, I like it. Lila, are you a fan?
Yeah, what's your overall rating of the song? Like pros and cons.
Okay, well, I have to give it a mixed review. there's a lot of elements in it that I really like, but I'm not going to listen to this song because that was the extremely edited version. Because in the real version, the chorus, she just blatantly drops MFer. And so, unfortunately, I'm not going to listen to it. So it's going to lose a lot of points because of that.
Because you don't like that she thinks that like cursing would be appealing to her audience?
Yeah,
or because...
I'm sure that there are some people that love it. They're like, yes, it's so edgy and in your face and rebellious. But unfortunately, it's like you also, I don't know, you lose a lot of your listeners.
Audience.
However, Sabrina Carpenter has 87.4 million listeners a month. So how many?
Maybe the cursing is working.
Yeah, maybe she's like, the only people I'm losing are, old people like Desi, who's out of touch.
Or old people who won't let their young people listen to it.
Yeah, I don't like it. Now, it looks like coming up here, we have maybe some rap songs. They're also explicit. Psst, I see dead people. I'm going to exclude rap songs from this list just because
that's guitar in there.
Yeah, well, and it's a different musical genre, so you really can't analyze it fairly. I can't, at least. I want
to see your reaction. Search up Fiend, but search the clean version. I want to see your reaction because, the lyrics in that song are really good,
Okay.
F-E-I-N. And there should be a clean version.
Okay. Here it is.
So just wait until the lyrics come in.
Well, I'll play it here, but I was going to say that, I'm someone that's going to comment on music and harmony and instrumentation, and that's just not a fair way to evaluate rap music because that's just not typically what it's about.
In a funny way. Oh, there are real lyrics. Besides, these first few, sentences, the only lyric in here is Fiend. They just say it over and over and over again.
Okay.
It's that for, the rest of the 2 minutes of the song. Isn't that so stupid? Alright. Let's move on to our next song. What is next on your top songs?
And we had a 1 flat 6.
Say it too.
Yeah. So, let's move on, shall we?
No, you can't really rate that song. There's really nothing to rate.
Side note, I do not listen to rap. I'm not good with rap. Now, actually, side note to the side note, I was a big rap fan when I was a kid. I used to love Run DMC.
Okay, that's different though. That's not rap. I don't feel like.
Right, because Run DMC was clean stuff. There's nothing inappropriate there, and there was actually rock guitar and stuff in it. It was really cool, and that predates. Well, that predates when gangster rap came out, and then it just really it became much more popular. But it also became a lot more, I guess, controversial, and just had a lot of elements in it that were not always appropriate. And I was just never a fan of that. I don't want to dismiss it as a musical genre or art form because I know that it is. It's just not. It's just not something that was ever appealing to me. Now, earlier we talked about how you were pulling up songs that I used to play back in the day, and one of them was "Getting Jiggy with It" by Will Smith.
That's different.
That's different, yeah, and it's actually based on an earlier song from the 70s, and it's got some cool. I did a video on this. It's on how to loop this, but it's what is it? It's like that was actually a fun song to play, and it's a clean rap song too, so we played that back in the 90s and went over really well. And I put a video on YouTube. If you search Desi Serna Getting Jiggy With It loop, I put together this really cool loop where
How old is that video?
It's not that old. Actually,
Seriously?
I did that recently, like in the last few years, where I put some different layers and show you how to jam over it. And you might think, really? You're going to jam to a Will Smith song? Watch the video. It actually turned out really good. It's pretty cool. But we're going to go back to Top Hits of 2024. We're going to skip the rap songs, which means I think we also have to skip...
Okay, so hold on. No, wait, we'll go back. End of Beginning is not a rap song. Apathy is not a rap song. Yes, and...
Okay, all right. Let's do that then.
Yeah. I actually really like End of Beginning, and it was stuck in my head forever.
And who's this by?
I don't know.
Was it
Frank somebody?
Joe? It's the artist name is D, capital D, and then J-O. Is it D-Joe, or is it
I don't know.
Or just Joe?
I don't know these things. Are just a good
D-J-O?
song.
Okay.
Some people would argue that this is the song of the year because it says Remember 24.
We're in D. I like the feedback there. Chord 4, 1, whoops, 6, 5, 4, 1, 5. This is interesting. I mean, it's got some guitar in it. I like the guitar in the background there too. It's this kind of mellow, kind of chill groove. It's vibey. I like that low E. You know, that's the 2-5. Interesting. There's a lot of similarities with these chord changes in here. We have a lot of 1-4-5 with the 6 chord, but there's a lot of 2 chord that's come up. Lila, does that surprise you?
Yeah, I'm not surprised at all. Expecting this. I realized I recognized it myself.
Well, in pop music, probably the most worn out pattern is 1-5-6-4.
Is that in this song?
So many songs follow that, And then you can start it at different points. Maybe you don't start on the 1. Maybe it's... Or I'm just playing numbers here. 1, 5, 6, 4 in some sort of order, using those chords. Very popular, and it really got overdone. And there's other chords in the key, like the 2 chord. So... So I like that we have had several songs here that incorporate the 2 chord. So yeah, I kind of dig this song, but it's also a little bit kind of sleepy.
Vanilla?
I
think that if you were to listen to it more, you realize that it gets stuck in your head.
Okay, yeah, you're probably right.
Like, this song was stuck in my head for weeks. It still is.
I like that little guitar in the background. Okay, I like this song. I'm going to give it a thumbs up.
I like this song for sure. You can go to APT.
Okay, APT is the name of the song. The artist is Rose and Bruno Mars. So Bruno Mars apparently has done a lot of collabs or something.
Yeah, I don't know if you pronounce it Rose or Rosie. I think it might be Rosie.
Oh, Rose. Yeah, it's got the little accent mark. Okay,
Can you go to the lyrics?
What is this about?
Okay, so I really don't know. You can see that they're doing this game. It's a little game that you play, and like if you, however you, if you lose or you win, you take a shot. I don't understand it.
Flat 7 to 1.
Can you see the lyrics and like skip ahead? You should skip ahead to
Well, hold on.
Bruno's
Let me
part.
give this a chance. I want to hear the chorus. So far, this sounds too electronic for me, and it kind of, is this the chorus basically?
I think after this, Bruno comes in.
Chanting? Yeah. I generally don't like this sort of stuff.
Well, get stuck in here though.
Okay.
Okay, listen to Bruno's
Let's see
part.
if Bruno can save this.
This is basically it. Like
this is better. We got a little chorus that's kind of catchy.
Is there a guitar in this?
Probably not. All right. I think this is a no for me.
I give it like a 6 out of 10. Like it's just above average. You can go to Yes and, but you can. That's kind of, it's like a very kind of like pop, not necessarily rap, but like it's definitely pop. See, I don't think there's a clean version. Is there?
There is.
Okay.
So the next song is yes, comma, and question mark. So it's like yes and.
Like what's your point?
Am I saying that right?
Yeah, it's like what's your point?
Well, you have to pause because there's a comma. So yes, and then you have to ask it like a question. Yes and.
Like what else do you want?
Yeah.
I'm gonna look it up.
Ariana Grande, not Ariana.
Oh. I'm gonna look it up and get some like feedback.
I don't think I liked the last Ariana Grande song, did I? It was too electronic or something?
Yeah.
Okay, this is very annoying. Okay, we got some bass, some synth bass. This is taking a while to build. We're like a minute into the song almost. Come on. This has got a very Madonna vibe to it. It sounds like Vogue. You know that song Vogue by Madonna?
Is that the...
Yeah.
Here's the chorus.
Very reminiscent of Vogue. You know, I'm looking at the little video clip too. And yeah, this is giving me Madonna vibes. I'm not crazy about this song though.
No, it gets really stuck in your head. I'm gonna read a little bit that I found from Safari, Google.
Gosh, it's very... Here, let's put on Vogue.
While you pull that up, I'm gonna read a little bit about it. How do you say that?
We're going back to the 80s now. Here's Madonna Vogue. I feel like there was similarities in just kind of the...
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Strike the pose. Strike the pose. So, going back to Yes and, can you turn it down so they can hear it in the background, but I can also talk?
And also, it's got vibes of Express Yourself by Madonna. So we're going back to a... is it called... Do I have the right song? Yeah. Is it this one? Hold on.
I want to talk.
All right, so wait, are you hearing the similarities though?
Yeah, I think it's very much like, I'm pretty sure this hit like the Billboard Hot 100, becoming, it says right here, becoming Ariana's 6th number 1 and 8th overall number 1 single, as well as her 21st top 10 on the chart. I don't know exactly what that means, but this song did pretty well.
Well,
I'm not sure what it's about.
Yeah, nothing about it is really grabbing me. And I keep hearing Madonna when I listen to it, but I don't know. Yeah, so I'm not a fan. Can we move on? We have another Sabrina Carpenter song. This one is not explicit. It's called Taste.
It sounds...
Is this her third song on the countdown?
She's very... Look, that's her on the thing, on the picture.
Oh, she's actually featured on the artwork for the playlist because she's so prominent on it. So is she? That's the reason, because she's got how many monthly listeners? there it is, 87 million. So she's one of the most popular artists from 2024. And this is Taste.
5 feet to be exact.
Okay. I kind of dig that guitar. Although that may not...
Now I'm gone, but you're still laying next to me.
So that's kind of a cool... kind of... what are we in? I don't know what it is, but I actually think that may not be real guitar that was done on a keyboard or software.
Oh, I leave quite an impression. 5 feet to be.
What's like the average like concert ticket price?
You're wondering why I have clothes when
Because Sabrina's tickets cost like roughly $300.
Sorry, I was listening to the riff there. What did you say?
How much are tickets? Like, how much do normal concert tickets cost? Like, what's the average? Because Sabrina's tickets are roughly $300.
Concert tickets are very expensive. Yeah, and these pop artists just charge a fortune, and they make because that's how they make their money. You know, they don't make their money from the streaming of these songs because there's just so little money in it anymore. In the old days, you used to sell records. You had to buy a tangible,
The good days.
physical record or CD or something. So if an artist sold 1 million records at $10 a pop, that grossed $10 million, and maybe after they
What the fees to make the record?
Yeah, I mean, they'd at least make $1 a record or something like that. But nowadays, if you have 1 million streams, like you get a check for $700. It's pretty ridiculous. The music industry has radically changed, and so they have to make their money other ways, licensing, live performances, and so on. But I digress. I like the riff in this song, even though it's fake guitar. It still sounds cool. I want to see where the song goes.
1 degree of separation. I heard you're back together, and if that's true, you'll just have to taste me when he's kissing you. If you want forever, I bet you do. Just know you'll taste me too.
It's in E flat. That's cool. That little guitar stuff in the background, which might be fake. Right here. I dig that though. I have a theory. I believe this was all done on a computer, but they tried to use plugins and stuff that made it sound like it was a real rock band. Listen to the drum sound and the difference between this drum sound and some of our other songs, and notice how this sounds more like a rock kit. It's got to sound like someone who's sitting down at a rock kit. Unfortunately, it still may be a drum machine or software based. Okay. Hey, you know what? They sucked me in though, even with the fake instrument sounds. I like the tone of the instruments, even though they're probably still keyboard generated. So I kind of like this one. How do you feel about it?
I do like this song. I think for the majority of Sabrina's songs, I don't like the meaning behind them, but I think it is a catchy song for sure.
All right, next song. Taylor Swift.
What do you call her?
Tay.
There's one that you say all the time that I tell you not to.
Okay. I call her Mother. Because I had seen in some TikTok videos
like you searched up online.
That when... What are you again? I'm Gen X. You're Gen Z. When Gen Z...
I also could be a Gen Alpha, but I do not want to be associated with them.
Like, it was at least at one time, it was part of the Gen Z vernacular where if you said someone was mother...
Kind of like how you would call somebody queen.
It meant like they were supreme.
Yeah, especially in the music industry.
So people would say Taylor Swift, Taylor is mother.
Like
yeah. So
which she is not.
When she comes on the radio, I'm like, oh, it's Mother. But you don't think that highly of her, and you don't like to use that term anyway. Is that correct?
Yeah, I don't think very highly
Okay.
of Taylor Swift. She's not a good.
You were a fan though for a little while.
I was a Swiftie would be the correct term. Like that's what they call her fan base, but not so much anymore. I can still appreciate that she writes all of her songs, which is.
Well, she works with co-writers though, but she is a writer.
No, she writes the majority of her songs.
I still think she works with a lot with co-writers. But she
does,
She is a writer.
but-
Well, this one is a duet with Post Malone.
I don't think Post Malone had any like say in the lyrics though. I think he just asked.
Okay.
Album.
So here's my problem with this sort of music. Yeah, I sound like a broken record, but it's just bland electronic sounds.
Wait
I'm not
until you
hearing
get the chorus.
anything. It's interesting and captures my attention.
All my mornings are Mondays stuck in an endless February. I took the mirror
It's kind of sleepy, but I don't know. It could be some good background music, or good music to listen to before you go to bed.
What do you mean?
Sometimes I like sleepy music. It's just kind of sleepy.
What's the
to
name
me.
of the song? Fortnite?
Fortnite, featuring Post Malone. I keep waiting for it to build and go somewhere, though, and it's not really.
Yeah, there's no really like dramatic moment where it's like, oh my gosh, this is such a great song. Like this is the chorus. You want to move on to "Lose Control" by Teddy Swims?
Where are you seeing that?
Right. Oh, it's the Orange album right below. Go up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, here we go. Next song. We're moving on. Lose Control, Teddy Swims. Is that his name, or are they telling us something about him? Like, Teddy walks, Teddy
No, okay,
runs,
just
Teddy
play the song.
swims.
I don't know.
Though I don't know myself anymore.
Okay, great voice.
He's a really great voice.
Feels like the walls are all closing in.
I'm going to start this over. So that's something that immediately captured my attention. Look, it takes, and all of these singers here are good, and as someone who does not have a great singing voice, his voice, like, hey man, what are you talking about?
Gotta
Huh?
keep it on topic.
I can appreciate someone that, like Taylor Swift's voice to me just doesn't have any character or soul, but it is a good voice, right? She's got good pitch.
She's a great singer.
She's got some resonance to it. Like it's a voice you can record. So I admire that and I appreciate that. But it doesn't capture my attention. But
There's
this
some
guy,
really like powerful like vocals in here though. Like
but this guy immediately has a voice and a tone and a soul.
Something's got a hold on me lately.
I'm like, yeah,
Though I don't know
he's got
myself
me
anymore.
already.
belts his lyrics.
Yeah.
Feels like the walls are
I don't know
all
much about him,
closing in.
but I feel like the majority of his songs
My door. Whoa.
are mainly about love.
Out of my mind.
Like
How
love
many
and, like,
times did I tell you I'm
vulnerability, I
no
don't know how to
good
pronounce
at
it.
being alone? Yeah, it's taking a toll on me. Trying my best to keep from tearing the skin off my bones. Don't you know I lose control?
Yeah, this is great.
You're not next to me. I'm falling apart right in front of you. Can't you see? I lose
Ooh, I hear that bass. Like that.
control when you're not next to me. Yeah,
Some weird reverby stuff in the background. Which is kind of cool.
problematic.
Okay. Yeah, love this one. This is cool. The voice makes it. All music today is going to use technology, so I can tell that this is not all real instrumentation. That might be real bass playing in there. I heard some movement that I really liked. But that's a great voice. This is a great vocal performance. Soulful. He's got a little grit to it. I like it. Are you a fan?
Yeah, I
I'm
like the
going to
song.
fast forward here. See where he goes with it. Oh, do we have a solo?
You do have a solo. Wait.
Slide guitar. Perfect. This is really good. This is really good. That slide was perfect. It was soulful and just emotional. I love it. Okay. What's your thoughts on this one?
I like this song for sure. I don't listen to a bunch of Teddy's music. I don't know much about him, but based off this performance of his song, I do enjoy it.
It's cool. We need to wrap this up because we've gone over an hour here, but Lila's like, no. There's a couple other songs I want to talk about. One of them is I Had Some Help featuring Morgan Wallen. This is Post Malone. Now, this one I've heard because your big sister is a big fan, I think, of this album. She's been playing it a lot. So, Morgan Wallen is a country artist. I'm not too well versed on modern country. But then Post Malone is what?
People don't consider this country. Like, this is fake country. Folk country.
But Post Malone is what? What was he?
I don't know. Let me look it up.
Not a country artist, that's for sure. Little arpeggiated guitar there. Ooh, okay. We've got some slide, like lap steel or something, pedal steel. I like that.
He is an American singer and rapper.
Okay.
He was on that last song. Where Taylor? Fortnite? Here's him.
So we got... Oh gosh, this reminds me of a Tom Petty song. What am I thinking of? 'Cause I'm learning to fly. Learning to fly. I got wings. Learning to fly. Coming down. It's the hardest thing. Is that the same progression, same key even? I think it is, because isn't like learning to fly, it's like... Okay, I don't know, perhaps. But sounds like Learning to Fly by Tom Petty. But regardless of that similarity, I like it. You know, it's got a good sound, I like the instrumentation. It's got a catchy chorus. And... Oh, I like the little melody there. That's
cool. A little bit off topic, but what do you think his real name is?
Who?
Post Malone. Like, what do you think his actual name is? It's not Post Malone.
His real name is Simon Gunderschleipt.
His name is Austin Richard Post.
Austin
Does
Richard
it look like an Austin to you?
Post.
He doesn't look like an Austin to me.
So he's a rapper? Does he sing on this? Or is he just in the video or something?
No, he sings in this. He's singing.
I thought that was Morgan Wallen.
There's two people singing. What's weird is, like, what's kind of cool about it, I guess you could say, is it kind of sounds more like a song where it's Morgan Wallen featuring Post Malone, because it has
so
more
whose
of that.
voice is that right there?
I think that's Morgan Wallen right there. But it sounds more like a Morgan Wallen song than it does a Post Malone song, that's for sure.
Yeah, so it's got this. I'm not going to be able to get anything together to sound quite like that, but you know. I like it. Yeah, this is a winner. I mean, I'm not crazy about it, but it's not bad. What's not to like about that one? That's a great little kind of country pop song with a little bit of rock flair. So
being country?
Did I say country?
There's definitely some country flair in there. Okay, can you do Too Sweet?
Too Sweet.
That's probably...
And what's the name of this act? Hosier?
I don't know how to say it. Somebody tell us.
Okay, I like this. I've heard this before. Already.
This is just a great song. This is amazing.
Cool. Whoops. Goes lower than I have. I think we're in drop D.
It's 10 o'clock before I say a word. Baby, I can never tell. How do you sleep so well? You keep telling me to live right.
Yeah. I tuned down to D, my 6th string. I like this. That's a cool,
This is a great
cool
song.
little riff.
11 out of 10.
I like the little chimey stuff in the background. Oh. Great voice. This has got character and soul, and that really grabs my attention. Yeah, I dig this. So, we're in G minor. Whoops. I dig it. I was just noodling there. Okay, so this one's a big thumbs up. I've heard this one before. This is a cool sound, and I dig it. What are you queuing up for me next year?
I think if we're wrapping it up, there's one that I want to review, and That's So True by Gracie Abrams. I believe there is a clean version.
Okay. And it's in this list?
Yep, it's right there.
Okay, here's the clean version.
I could go and read your mind. Think about your dumb face all the time. Living in your glass house, I'm outside. Looking in her big blue eyes. Did it just to hurt me, make me cry? Smiling through it all, yeah, that's my life.
That sounds like a real guitar.
Gracie Abrams plays the guitar. Like at her concerts,
Okay.
she plays.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, I'll give her credit for that. Whoop, I'm in drop D. Let's get back up to standard tuning.
What you do to get you off? Taking down her hair like, oh my god. Taking off your shirt, I did that once or twice. No, I know, but I think I like her. She's
I actually stopped the recording to listen to this. I felt like maybe there was something going on with the tuning. She's got a capo on, I believe.
wait, I think I hate her. I'm not that evolved. I'm sorry.
So it's like...
She's not my business, but I had to warn ya.
Whoops.
You think that she's so cool. Kicking back on your couch, making eyes from across the room. Wait, I think I've been there too.
Something like... I got a capo at the first fret, and then I'm playing an F shape to an A minor and a G, but my F shape has an open third string in there. So that's like adding a second or a ninth there. And then first string open, major 7, maybe. Then A minor. Little hammer on. I like it. It's got a nice feel. I like that instead of just playing major and minor chords, there's some other harmony in there. I kind of dig that. Are you a fan of this song, Lila?
I'm a fan of the song.
Yeah.
10 out of 10 for me.
Now, the rest of the song, though, it seems to kind of just stay in the same sort of groove, though, and
Listen to this part. This is the part that was going like trending.
Remember how I died when you started walking? That's my life, that's my life. I put up a fight, taking out my earrings. Don't you know the vibe? Don't you know the feeling? It's just been the night, catch me on your ceiling. That's your price, that's your price. Well,
okay. You know, I don't know. Overall, I'd say I'm not a big fan of this one, but I could see how this would really resonate with like young female listeners too.
I also
Just
feel
the
like
delivery and everything.
the way that she's writing about like her own emotions, I feel like it's like an open space to be like not necessarily like vulnerable. Did I say that right?
Vulnerable, yeah.
I don't know. It's also like relatable. She writes about love a lot.
All right, that's Gracie Abrams, and that song is That's So True. I want to do one more. This is a song that, Lila, you introduced me to this. You asked to listen to it in the car, and I just loved it. Turns out, in this past year, and I thought maybe it was a new song. Well, according to my Google search, it came out in 2018, so it's not a 2024 song, but I want to talk about it anyway. It's called Confidence by Ocean Alley, and first time I heard it, I'm like, this song is awesome. And what made you get into this?
Just like a little part of it was going, not necessarily viral, but people were just putting it in the background of their videos, and I was like, oh, that's a good song. So I looked it up and I played it for you, and you fell in love.
I mean, listen to this instrumentation. Okay, this sounds like a band.
It's all about confidence.
This is a real drummer, real guitar player, real bass player playing together. The little so cool. What a groove. Vocals are great. I mean, of all the songs that we've listened to that on the 2024 playlist, I mean, come on, listen to that bass. Listen to these layers, how well everything is put together here. They're killing it. The breaks and everything.
I love that you love it. It's kind of cute.
This is so good. I need to learn more. I actually listened to this whole album, and it all sounds similar. It's great. So I want to learn more about this band. Let's see, about the artist here on Spotify. It says, Ocean Alley have captivated audience around the world with their infectious melody lines and memorable blend of psychedelic surf rock. Really?
Psychedelic?
They only have 2.9 million listeners on Spotify. But this album sounds so good. This song sounds so good. I got to play some of that. I worked a little bit of it out. So it's like... No. So it's like in D, then you go to the relative minor, B minor, B minor, B minor, F sharp minor, G, A, E minor. So by number, what is that? It's like 6. Well, yeah. If we're in thinking D, 6, 3, 4, 4, 5, 2. And I love the little fills and everything. Or like the one time they go. Some sixth intervals there. It's so good. The tone is so good. I love the sound of the guitar, the tone. I could dial in something that's better. And the bass and the drums. And Lila, this is officially one of the coolest songs you've ever introduced me to.
What's number 2?
I can't think of number 2 right now. I'm so overwhelmed with how good this is. So I think this is where we're going to leave off. Listen to how good this is. These are real people playing. Oh, that bass is so good. So I'm going to be listening to this album. I think it's just called Ocean Alley. This might be their debut album. I'm not sure. I'm going to see if I can find some live stuff online. I'd love to watch them play and everything. But apparently he needs to have confidence because she's out of his league. Well, Lila, it has been my, wait for it, joy to have you on the podcast. That may or may not be Lila's middle name. I love your taste in music, and I love that you have, this old dog has learned some new tricks, so to speak, because you introduced me to some stuff that I wouldn't have discovered if it wasn't for you. You know?
Well, you raised me to have great music taste. It's
Well,
not like I learned it by myself.
Good. Well, you know, it goes both ways. And I should comment that Lila is actually very musical. She took some voice lessons and actually can sing much better than I can, or anybody in the family can. I'm not going to put her on the spot because she just doesn't like to do that. She's also a wonderful dancer. Last month we had a big dance recital, and she was beautiful and graceful and wonderful. And she is a good kid, and I love her always and forever. Any comments about your first experience here on the Guitar Music Theory podcast?
I loved it. I want to be back. Thank you for having me on the pod.
Well, you know what? We'll see what the audience feedback is, and maybe they're going to want you back. Maybe you might have to be a regular
Everybody
guest.
wants me back.
We'll see.
Everybody's going to love me.
Let's see. Well, I love you. All right, podcast episode 170 is a wrap. And if you'd like for me to have Lila back, or you have suggestions about topics for me to discuss in future podcast episodes, just head over to my website, guitarmusictheory.com, scroll down, click on the contact link, and let me know. Don't forget, while you're at the website, answer that question I ask you about your playing, and I'll send you free custom video instruction that's calibrated to your current level. Whether you're a beginner still needing to learn the basics, or you need help with bar chords, finger picking, lead guitar playing, worship guitar, or other topics, I have some free video courses for you. I can give you a plan that you can follow so you can fill gaps in your playing, move forward, and reach your music goals. So enroll in your free video course at guitarmusictheory.com. You can click on the link in the podcast show notes. All right, guitar engineers, thanks for listening. I'm Desi Serna. And before you go, be sure to subscribe to this podcast, give it a 5-star rating, and if you can, leave a great review. Then keep playing and stay tuned for more.